Happy New Year, everyone. This is your energy forecast for January 2023. So, when I pulled in the energy of January, it instantly came in like it was a big energy. There was a lot of energy coming forward for the month of January. And it kind of feels like what I was receiving instantly from this energy was it kind of is setting the tone for the rest of the year. So how January shows up for you on an individual level is kind of like setting the tone of how the rest of the year is going to play out. Okay. So the energy felt very malleable. Am I even saying that right? Hopefully I am. And that it feels like it really kind of depends on the collective's choice of living in a higher vibration versus a lower vibration will determine how January kind of turns out, how it unfolds. Okay. I'm just looking at my notes because I connected prior to coming on to record this. So I have it all written down. It feels like there is like a lot of energy at play here, which can disrupt the axle and create opportunities for healing. Shadows being brought forward to face, and this can either create some upheaval and chaos, or it can create a release, a time to reflect and a time to release and to level up. Okay, so it really is depending on us on an individual level of how, just like what we were saying with the collective, like how January is going to unfold is going to be how we kind of move through these energies and move through these lessons that will be presented to us. It definitely feels like when I kind of went into the energy of January, it just felt like there was a ton of like external noise happening. So coming from the media, social media, outside external forces. So whether that be people in your life, it just felt like there was just all of this kind of like outside surrounding noise that, kind of really and to remember like that, to try and not get stuck in the external noise, that it's just noise. And it's a distraction. Okay. So it just kind of felt like they were kind of giving a reminder that, there could be so much going around in the world and being reported or on social media, and just kind of feels like a lot of noise happening, and to not get distracted or pulled down into that vibration, to really try to stay above that. January feels like it can be a month filled with opportunities to learn, to be presented with lessons, and how you choose to move through these lessons is up to you. You may find you are at a place that you can kind of like recognize that it's a lesson and move through it with grace and with ease. Or you may find that you struggle through it, and it might take a bit longer to move through. The overall purpose of this is to help remove the junk, the buildup that is no longer needed to be held on to, and for it to be released. Okay. I also got visited by the Arcturian Council of Light, and they had a message. So channeled a message from them, which was pretty cool. So this is what they had to say. We are at a great time in Earth's evolution. Things are progressing and shifting at great speed. This can feel uncomfortable at times, but know this is all for the greater plan, the greater good, and the end is near. We are helping to evolve the human species and allow great power back into the individual. Embrace the change, embrace the evolution with grace. Allow yourself to be guided. Trust that you are being taken care of. So that is the message for January. I hope you are able to move through it with ease and grace. And just to remember that when we are faced with challenges, that these are opportunities. So it really depends on what your mindset goes to. So if you're faced with a challenge and you look at it as, this is awful, why is this happening to me? And you go from it from that perspective, it's going to create that lower vibration energy, and it's going to be harder to move through, muckier, and just a lot harder to kind of get through. Where if you can look at that same scenario and be like, okay, it may not be ideal, but you look at it as like, okay, I see that I'm being presented with this opportunity. Why am I being presented with this opportunity to learn something? And what is it that needs to change or be released or moved out? So, for an example, let's just say you are faced with an end of a relationship, and that can be very hurtful, and it can be overwhelming, and all of the things, and you can kind of get caught up in that energy of like, this is awful, and how am I going to move forward, and all of those things. And don't get me wrong, it's important to feel all the feelings, and to move through all those processes, not to bypass and ignore that. But it's also a time that if you can kind of step back and take a higher perspective of that scenario and be like, okay, did this need to happen to let me move forward in a different way? Or if I'm really being honest with myself, was it the best relationship? Like, just kind of stepping outside of yourself and viewing it with a different lens, that can really kind of help you move through it. Yes, it's still going to hurt. Yes, it's still going to be hard to move through. But sometimes if we can have a different perspective and come at it from a different perspective, it can help you move through it. So yeah, that is January for you. And I hope you have a great month ahead. Okay, bye.